it going, everybody? This is Jacob with H.I.T. This is my third rest day after a chest and back exercise. So, as I stated in my previous video, I am doing high intensity training, and I did a chest and back exercise. I am on rest day number 3. I've got one more rest day after today, and then I do a leg and ab workout the following day. So on my second and third rest days, I'm going to jog a 1.5 miles each day in an effort to lose some fat. And I've been eating right the past couple of days, or what I seem to think to be eating right anyways, at least keeping my calories below my maintenance level. So we're only on day 3. We're going to see what comes in the next 3 to 5 weeks. So today I just wanted to kind of go over a few things that I've thought was interesting when I was reading High Intensity Training the Mike Mensterway. The book, by the way, is of course Mike had a big part in it, but another guy that actually wrote it, John Little, I don't know much about him, but I know, if I remember right from what I've read, he was pretty close to Mike. But so now I'll just go over a few things that kind of caught my eye when I was reading the book, and I wrote down. So everybody deals with confidence issues, and this is why this first one kind of stuck out to me, because you think, or I think, whenever I get into something, I always want to see the end result at the beginning, like so many of us do, because that's what you're seeing is the end result. A lot of times whenever you get on social media and you see pictures or videos of bodybuilders, you don't see all the work they put in, all the diet and the training. So it might leave you wondering, so how fast should I be progressing? Well, that brings me to this first point. According to Mike, 5 pounds of muscle growth in a year is considerable, 5 to 10, which doesn't sound like much, but the way he explains it, which kind of gave me an ease of mind if I stick with this, he said that over the course of 5 years, if you weighed 160 pounds, you could presumably put on 25 pounds of muscle and be 185, and of course low fat lean muscle, and it would be like putting 5 pounds of beefsteak out in front of you, or 25 pounds of beefsteak rather, on a table, if you can imagine that. Another thing that caught my eye was so your signs of progress, what you actually see in the mirror, might not take place, or probably won't take place as soon as you want it to, and that really is a good follow-up to that first point. So says the majority of people gain in cycles. 3 months may show no signs of improvement, but the next month may bring substantial improvement. So if I remember right, Mike said sometimes he would go 3 to 4 months without seeing an improvement in the mirror, and then it would be kind of an all of a sudden deal. But your improvement might not come in the form of looking in the mirror. It might come, or it should come, an increase in reps and increase in weight on your workouts. Another thing, third point, genetics is the single most important consideration in building a championship physique. So what that tells me is some people are starting off with a good base and some people aren't. So you have to work with what you have, which is pretty good to know. And this next point, I don't really understand it too much, but it's talking about the 3 different body types: somatotypic variables, endomorphy, soft round body contours; mesomorphy, tendency toward being muscular; and ectomorphy, tendency toward linearity and slimness. The next point, skeletal formation and muscle length, is another factor in how your bodybuilding progress will look like. A muscle's width will never exceed its length. Another thing I found interesting, fat distribution is determined by racial and geographic background, and I didn't write little notes underneath it like I wanted to, but wherever you come from, way on down the line, your ancestors, I guess whatever part of the world they were in, they would store fat in different places to deal with different weather conditions. I thought that was pretty interesting. So the next point I'll go to is the let me see if I got this right. Yeah, so there are 7 principles that Mike goes over in his book, and periodically in my videos I will go over a principle in the notes that I wrote for it, just so I can kind of keep it in my head, and it might interest some of you. You guys probably pick up on it better than I can. I'm sure you're probably a little smarter than me, but so principle 1 is identity, the clear defining of our terms and the nature or properties inherent in those terms. Identity, consciousness, and existence are axioms of any meaningful philosophy. I am conscious of something that exists, and everything that exists possesses identity or a nature. Everything that exists has an identity. It is what it is and can be nothing else. The principle of identity put into action affects the law of causality, or cause and effect. An entity can only act in accord with its nature and cannot act otherwise. A rock cannot fly, a muscle cannot grow without the imposition of the requisite stimulus. So for me, what this speaks to is the fact that Mike pushed really hard in the book about how people were really wishy-washy on bodybuilding, how everybody's body's different, they would say. So your body might respond to different things. Well, Mike's outlook was, of course, you start out with different genetics than the next person, and skeletal formation and muscle length, like talked about just earlier. But his idea was that it can be defined in ways that it can apply to everyone. So muscle growth, he would explain it like you would go through an intense workout, and then whenever you get that last seemingly impossible rep, you at least go to positive failure on your reps, and then that would cause your body to dip into its limited reserve ability. And then so when you got done with that and you were done with your workout, you had to rest. So the idea was that you would do your workout, and instead of your muscle being at a base of what it was, you dipped into your body's limited reserve ability. So you also have a limited recovery ability. So you have to kind of fill that void of what you took out of your limited reserve ability first, and then you'll be back to what your base was for your muscle. And then in order for your body to get ready for the next assault on its muscles in your next high intensity workout, then it would build on top of that to be ready for that, because your body adapts to things like that. So what this first principle is saying is it's taking a lot of the nuance out. So you can start with a base, and you don't have to sit there and scratch your head about things you might normally. It gives a kind of a clear-cut answer to a lot of things the more you progress in the book. But also, so today I was talking in my last video that I'm on the boat. I'm at my job working on a towboat, so I didn't really have the tools to portion out my food like I would at home. And so today I ate, which I still did pretty good for today, I think, but I ate a cinnamon raisin bagel with some honey on it, 2 boiled eggs, a half an apple. I drank a Jocko Go energy drink, pineapple coconut. Then for lunch, or for my last meal, I just had a chicken cordon bleu, blackberries, banana, half an apple, hard-boiled egg, and some honey drizzled on top. And then also every day I take 1 a day men's vitamin gummies, and I take 1 scoop of Jocko Fuels greens, and then I'll usually at nighttime if I get hungry, I'll eat like a yogurt and drink also Jocko Fuel pumpkin spice protein shake, which is really good. I don't have the shakes. He makes shakes and he makes powder form, and so I got the pumpkin spice, and that's really good. So I think that'll about do it for this video. I've just been walking this whole time I'm talking, and I want to get to it and run my 1.5 miles and give you an update on the next video on whether it's be on my rest day or whether it be on my leg and ab day. But I'll keep you guys informed. Thank you. I'll see you on the next one.